when I first got into FD was around 2020. The automotive industry was booming because everyone was at home, everyone was working on their projects, people were bored, spending all their money on car parts. I think that filled the pockets of these big brands where they had budget to spend. Now you can't just like, your name on the car doesn't really like mean anything anymore. We just had a really bad year in 2024. We can go do pro, but nothing wrong could essentially happen. So that's a horrible position to be in because I tell everybody this is a contact sport. We ended up crashing the car in Long Beach, missed Atlanta, and then got the car back together, rejoined the season, then crashed in Seattle. I was like, all right, cool. We'll do Pro Spec. I don't mind. The competition's good. I love being here at FD. 2 weeks before the Pro Spec season starts, essentially blew up my motor. And I was like, all right, I was like, I'm taking the year off. I was like, this is a sign. But also like, there's other ways to get that edge, you know? Like we started doing hotbed this year in first round. I was like, dude, this is badass. And the competition is like steep. I'd say the competition at hotbed is better than Pro Spec.
Is there like a set goal that you have of a year I have to be back in by this point?
I'm turning 30 this year. To some people that's still young, but I'm at this age where I'm like, either I make decisions to do something now or like they're kind of not gonna happen.
Welcome back to the Circle Drift Podcast. Appreciate you stopping in for yet another episode. And today we're going to be back at Formula Drift Long Beach to speak with Mike Power, which you probably know him from Formula Drift a couple of years ago, and probably noticed that he hasn't been in Formula Drift the past couple of years. And of course, we'll get into a little bit more information on that and what happened and what his plan is moving forward. But before we get into it, of course, you can always use code CircleDrift not only on SimHQ but SecNova as well to save a little bit on your next purchase, whether it's for a sim or for some tires, because we're in season, and it doesn't help to save a little bit off the top as well. So appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and get in the podcast. All right, well, we are back here at Long Beach for Formula Drift, and we have quite an interesting guest here, Mike Power.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, dude. Spectating this time, which is a little different for you, I see.
Unfortunately, but fortunately at the same time. It's definitely really weird coming here as a spectator, and I saw you yesterday, and I was like, it's so relaxing being able to come here not driving, because you get to just enjoy the fun parts about being here and not the stressful parts. So I do miss it a lot, but it is nice just being able to be here and see everybody and catch up. But yeah, I do miss it a lot.
I get it. Yeah, I was telling him yesterday, I envy him a little bit because I've never been to an FD without work. Obviously, I'm not driving, but I've been working every single one. So I bet it is nice just to wander around and actually see the driving from outside.
Yeah, to get to appreciate the driving, see like what everyone's doing. Like this year, the cars being different, getting to catch up with friends that I only see when you're at FD rounds. So that's nice. So I just have like a list of people that I try to go see. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm not driving. So we're going to come here, actually get to say hi to everyone and then watch them driving and then, you know, sulk a little bit, but still be happy.
Well, obviously, since you mentioned that, let's kind of give a rundown a little.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've done your own videos and explanations and all that stuff, but what is the reasoning as to why you aren't driving anymore?
So why we're not driving in FD, we just had a really bad year in 2024, and it was leading up to the season. We had a really bad off season. We lost basically our title partner right before the season started. So we're scrambling just to pull together enough where we felt comfortable with making the commitment to driving. So we were at a point where I was like, all right, we can go do pro, but nothing wrong could essentially happen. So that's a horrible position to be in because this is, I tell everybody, this is a contact sport. Like your car's gonna get beat up, you know, bad stuff is gonna happen. So you gotta be prepared for that. And we obviously just didn't have that. So leading up to Long Beach, that's what we were working with. Like, hey, we got to have a perfect event. Like, can't really push that hard. And then first battle with Adam LZ, I just go full tilt into the wall. Pretty much totaled the S15. And then, it just started straight avalanche after that. Yeah, we missed a couple rounds. FD doesn't like that because they want you committed to a whole season. Because there's a lot of people that want to be in FD. So if you're not making it to every round, it's like, maybe there's someone else that should be there.
Yeah, it becomes that balance point.
Yeah,
of
and I have
maybe
no
someone
problem with
deserves it
that.
a little more,
Yeah.
but like you still deserve it too, and it didn't work out.
Yeah, I felt like I did what I had to do to have my seat as a pro driver, but totally understood when, like, at the end of 2024, the decision from FD was like, hey, we're going to push you out, but you could do like pro spec if you want to. And I was like, okay. So we ended up crashing the car in Long Beach, missed Atlanta, and then got the car back together, rejoined the season, then crashed in Seattle. And Seattle wasn't as bad as the crash here, but I was already like doing everything. I did everything I could just to have the car back. So the fact that I was put back in that situation, I was like, dude, we literally can't run the rest of the season. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm already owed a bunch of money. Like, this just was a nightmare. So FD was like, hey, we're just gonna like push you out. You go run pro spec. And then I think I've just had a string of bad luck. And then right before, I was like, all right, cool. We'll do pro spec. I don't mind. The competition's good. I love being here at FD. So I was like, let's do it. And then like 2 weeks before the pro spec season starts, essentially blew up my motor. And I was like, all right. I was like, I'm taking the year off. I was like, this is a sign.
Yeah.
And then
at some point, you just gotta.
Yeah, it's just like
cut the tie.
It's like I just want to figure it out. Like, let's, instead of just constantly trying to band-aid shit together or just like do everything like in my eyes the wrong way just to make it here to the track. I was like, why don't we just like stay back and try and figure out how to do this properly again? And then the only thing with that is when you do that, FD, you have to kind of go through the whole like way of getting back in. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I was a pro driver, but even like taking the year off and like trying to get into pro spec, it's not like I can't just go to them and be like, yeah, I'm going to do pro spec. They have to accept you. And like, there's a lot of drivers, like we said, that like deserve to have a shot. So there's so many people in pro spec that I think are coming in this year that when I was like, hey, I would like to do pro spec this year, I was just like, I was put on the back burner. I was like, you know what? That's fine. I was like, I'll just drive somewhere else. I'll get everything together, and then we'll do good outside, and then we'll try and come back in.
Rebuild the way back up.
Yeah. And like for me, the main thing is just driving. Like as long as I'm driving, I'm happy. We took the whole year off last year, didn't drive. I was miserable. So my car's together. We're running Hot Pit Auto Fest, which is nice because it's local, like over here to California where we're at. So just focus on driving, having a good time. And then if the opportunity is there for us to jump back in, then we'll do it.
Well, obviously, like the domino effect kind of happened or started with losing the presenting sponsor. So
Yeah.
just to give some preface, because I've heard this from several drivers, especially this season.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of switch ups. So how often do you probably see that in the field for drivers just out of nowhere, they lose the main one?
Yeah, lately it's becoming more and more common that I'm seeing because when I first got into FD was around 2020. So around 2020, the industry was like, the automotive industry was booming because everyone was at home, everyone was working on their projects, people were bored, spending all their money on car parts, automotive stuff. And I think that filled the pockets of these big brands where they had budget to spend. So when I got into FD, I was like, oh my God, I was like, this is great. Like, it's not that hard to find a partner that's willing to give you a little bit of money or like, just have a good setup. And now as the years have gone on, it's like, that started to run out. And then now you can't just like, your name on the car doesn't really like mean anything anymore. It's what you're doing in front of the camera. It's your personality. It's how you create for your fans and how you're able to grab their attention. There's so much more that goes into it now that I think, honestly, social media is more important than how you drive and what your car looks like, which is
nowadays, it seems like it.
It's like, I don't know if I hate that, but I wish it just came down to the driving at times because you'd see a lot of really awesome drivers in the sport because of that. Because there's a lot of people who are amazing at drifting, but like they don't want to be on camera, or like maybe they don't have this outgoing personality where they're like willing to, make something that a sponsor's super happy about, but like behind the wheel, they'd be sick. So if it wasn't like that, maybe we see a lot of drivers that are just insane at driving, but that's not the world that we're living in right now.
No, especially with, well, the whole drama of the racer ordeal and the streaming platform and all that stuff. I think it's really putting an effect on the drivers specifically. And I think that's what a lot of the issue is with them, and a lot of the trickling effect to the sponsor stuff, because they can't provide the analytics and stuff like they used to be as well. So
since I'm not,
sure that's playing into a lot
I'm sure
of
it is
for
too.
today's
Since I'm not
effect.
in it, I'm not getting like affected by that, so I don't know too
Absolutely.
much. So I think it's going to be one of those things where we're just going to have to see like how it pans out. The one thing about every driver here is like when I'm being attacked. No, it's good. The breeze is amazing. But when it comes to figuring it out, like these drivers and these teams, like that's what they do, man. So I think if it's a rough patch right now, or everyone's trying to figure out and maybe pivot and do stuff to help them out, they'll figure it out. So I think if anyone's trying to pay attention for their own program, just like talk to other teams and talk to drivers, like what works for them. Like it's just gonna be, I don't know, this might just take a little bit of time.
Okay, so then what are, like, as far as you for prepping to come back into FD, obviously we're doing hot pits, but what does the restructuring look like? Like, because obviously now you're going to focus a lot more on media side of things.
Yeah, so now I can focus a lot more on the media side of things, but it's been kind of strange for me because there's been so much stuff that I've had to do running my own program that kind of took away from my experience with competing and drifting, that I wanted to focus on having more fun, enjoying my time in the car. And like when it comes to content now and creating, I kind of just want to make stuff that I want to make, because there's been so much time that I've had to make stuff for partners and like what they want, that I think it kind of took me away from like, hey, what product am I trying to make to give out to the people that follow me and like enjoy what I'm doing?
Like, what's the purpose of
yeah,
it?
what's my purpose? Like, what am I trying to, like, who am I trying to be, or what am I trying to make for people that actually enjoy seeing what I'm doing? So it's like, I've done so much for trying to get that dollar together to go racing, that like, now that I'm doing hot pit, now that we're like kind of restructuring, it's like the demand for having, you know, a big sponsor right now, at least, is not really there. So right now I'm focusing on like, hey, let's do some fun stuff. Let's do some stuff that I want to do, that we can do right now because we have the time. And if it's good, maybe people will start like connecting with it and then let that take off on its own. But I think mainly for me, I'm just trying to focus on having fun in the car again. Because when you do this shit, it's super stressful.
Oh, I couldn't imagine, dude. Yeah. I have no desire at all to do competition.
It's weird because it's very stressful, but also it's like that edge of like how hard you have to go to be good at this. That is a takeaway. Like that is pretty fun. Like getting completely out of your comfort zone. When you do it right and like it goes good, it's amazing. When it goes bad, it sucks.
For me, it's hard because of the cost amount that comes with, like, because I grew up playing baseball, so like the adrenaline rush and the like almost anxiety you get it's addicting in a sense. So I could totally understand the competition side being that addictive and like just the drive for it, but it's so hard when it costs so damn much.
Yeah.
So like, how can you fall into that knowing, you know, you got to spend another $1,000 just to make sure the car's ready for the next event?
I know it is a huge cost, but I mean, some people can do it and that's good. But also like, there's other ways to get that edge, you know, like hot pit. Like we started doing hot pit this year in first round. I was like, this is badass. Like it's really good. The way that they set it up, it's not super intense. Like everybody there is super nice. All the drivers are just excited to be competing with each other and just put on a show for the fans, which is good. It's similar to this, but there's something that's more laid back about it, that you get to focus on the driving, get to focus on having a good time, and the competition is like steep. Like I'd say the competition at hot pit's better than Pro Spec, in my personal opinion.
I would say that.
Yeah. Because you got real pro drivers showing up, and it's like, what, first round we didn't go, and like win everything. Like I've lost. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, good. I'm glad.
Well, it's got to be better than Pro Spec because you're facing all of the pro guys.
Yeah.
So how many pro guys are in hot pit now?
I don't know.
Maybe
There's
like 5
probably
or
at
6
least
of them.
no. There's definitely a couple. Like maybe each round you have like 2 or 3, and then they got like guest appearances. Like there'll be like other guys that'll just like pop in. But you always have Rome is always going to be there every round. So at least he's going to be super sick to drive with. But yeah, the competition is just really good. So I'm like super happy. I was like, dude, I kind of want to do Pro Spec this year, but I was like hot pit. I was like, I get to stay here in California. It's super easy and costs less money, and the competition's just as steep. And also, if we won the championship, we just get a pro license, jump right back in.
That's true, yeah.
So I'm like, dude, I was like, this is really cool.
Win-win.
Yeah,
It could be.
Back to what you're saying, like, there's other ways to get into it where it's not like that much. Like, because I know there's so many dudes out there that are just like, I just want to be an FD. I just want to be in Pro Spec. Like, dude.
Oh, I get it all the time. And I'm like, why? What is your actual reasoning?
I think it's just to say that you made it. That's how I felt. It was like, dude, like that's when there's a goal in your head and it's like that's what you want. You're kind of not satisfied unless you reach there. And it's one thing to get in there and you feel accomplished because you're like, oh shit, like I'm an FD driver. That's awesome. That makes you feel good. And then if you drive good, you feel like cloud 9. Like when I won my first ever round with FD in 2020 at Irwindale, it was the best day of my life to this day. And it's Pro Spec. I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's like a lot of people here, like they just want to see the pros. There's a lot of people that follow Pro Spec. I know that, but like the main product is Pro Championship. But yeah, was literally the greatest moment ever. It felt so accomplished. And the driving is really good as well.
Do you think that's enough though? Like just that edge of I want to be a part of it in a sense?
I don't think it's enough to like keep you there. Yeah, you need to like once you get in, like you feel good about it. You're like, cool, we're here. We accomplished that. But then you make this the switch. You're like, all right, now it's time to do good here and then go into pro. Because no driver in Pro Spec doesn't want to be in pro. That's the whole reason why you go. You want to be in the main show. You want to be a pro driver. Like that, you want to check that box. And same thing. You get into pro. You're like, all right, sick. I made it here. I'm in pro. I feel accomplished. But then you gotta drive good. It's that thing. Like once you accomplish one thing, there's always gonna be it never stops. It'll never end. I'm sure James Dean wakes up and he still like wants to accomplish things. Like he's done everything you can do as a pro driver with FD, and I'm sure he still wakes up and there's something that he wants. It's just like I feel like it's the nature of the beast. You're just never satisfied.
But do you think it's like, because I would argue that James at this point probably just has fun with he's not making his schedule.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way. Dude's doing way too many things to schedule all that himself. So like, bro literally just shows up and has fun.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's having the time of his life.
So like, that's my point though. Like, does it boil down to where you have all the things you have to do, the work you have to do while you're here, but isn't it just simply the fun aspect of it that eventually would take you to the extent? There's this weird magic around drifting. I'm trying to explain this in the best way possible.
No, you're good.
That like, it seems the more you try and just take and take and take just to get to that achievement or whatever, the more you'll always fail. For some reason within drifting, like it seems like the more you just kind of not think about that and just have fun with it all,
it's better.
It builds and builds and builds and builds.
Yeah.
So from someone that did kind of fall down the wrong ladder, is that kind of the thought process you're in now, I guess, is the question.
Yeah. Well, I mean, being able to just focus on progression and like having a good time, that helps tremendously, and you usually do way better. Like me being stressed out here, it never helped. Some of my best competitions ever were when I was just feeling good. I wasn't saying like necessarily like, hey, I'm here to have fun, but I was like, I'm here to not stress, and I want to push myself, drive good, and that's usually when like we would do well, and then that's super like rewarding, that feeling. So like, I feel like anyone that wants to be an FD, I think, yeah, that accomplishment of just getting here is like, yeah, this is awesome. But I don't know if like just coming here to have fun will be enough. Because like you can go have fun anywhere with drifting. Like drifting is the funnest thing you can do, literally. Yeah. So it's like if you want to do it just for fun, like maybe not FD because it's so much money and so much stress. But like if stressing, competing, pushing yourself like crazy, like if that's your fun, then do it. That's kind of like how I felt. I liked being out of my comfort zone.
Addicted to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
But there's times where that stress builds up. You're like, oh my God, what am I doing here, man? Like this is so bad. So I personally don't have fun when I don't drive good. So like that would, if I left like any round that I felt like I didn't drive good, I was like always kind of bummed. But then you get like this new fire lit under your ass, like, oh well, there's the next round. We'll go back and like we'll try and do better, and then that's fun. But yeah, I don't know, dude.
When does the switch even flip? Like how do you? Because like, dude, I would be.
I
pissed,
think my switch flips when I realize how upset I am. Like if you're so bummed out about it and you're just like sulking, sitting there, like what's gonna change? Like if you're just sitting there being upset, like I would just give myself enough time to be upset, and then I'm like, all right, well, if I don't flip the switch, nothing is gonna go right. If I keep this mentality, it's just gonna keep getting worse. So it's just like, all right, allow yourself the time to be upset with either how you competed or how you drove, but like it's a learning experience. You're gonna learn more from failing than winning. Winning, anytime I won, I barely remember like what the setup was, how I was driving. I just remember that feeling of doing well and like getting wins. I was like, it's just like you just get overwhelmed with so much excitement. Like that's what I remember the most with winning. But when you lose, you're remembering every single thing you did wrong, especially me because I like nitpick myself. Like last hot pit round, I know exactly what I did wrong that made me lose. So now next round, I'm like, all right, cool. Let's not do that again. But when I like, anytime I won a round, I'm just like not focusing on like everything we did right, which I guess is like, could easily be done like, oh, like let's sit down and record everything and see what went right so that we could just try and do it again. But yeah, I think you're going to learn way more from failing than from winning. You just focus on like when you win, you're just like, yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. Let's just try and do it again.
What do you think what would, from your experience that you've had in a failing aspect, could someone take away the most? So they don't have to go through it.
So they don't have to go through failing? I wouldn't want to tell them. I would want you to fail. You should. Like, if you care about what you're doing, you should care about losing. Like, lose. Who cares? Like, if you're willing to lose, you're that much closer to winning. Like, I'm not trying to be super motivational or anything, because there's plenty of that all over Instagram if you want to pick me up. But it's like, it's seriously, like, if you're not willing to lose, don't show up, because you're going to lose. If you want to do FD and you're like, I can't lose, don't come. Because there's going to be days where it doesn't work out. That's just the nature of the beast. But if you're willing to lose, you're willing to put in that time and that stress, and you're getting closer to winning. And that's the real reward. Like my whole rookie season of like Prospect, the whole season is like so stressful. I've never been in FD before. We're doing so much, traveling the country for the first time ever. And then you like have all this weight on your shoulders, and then you get one win. You're like, oh my God, every single thing was worth it. Every single failure, every single headache, 100% worth it. Like I cried like a baby when I won.
Oh, I'm sure I would have. Yeah.
It was awesome. But I guess it is kind of hard to find that outside of FD, because it is like the steepest competition. But I don't know. Just focus on the little wins until they pile up, and the only thing that's left is, all right, we're gonna have to jump into something like this, I guess, to have the bar be set higher, you know. But yeah, just pick something that you want to accomplish and just do it, because it'll make you the most happy. Unless you just want to have fun, go have fun. Like we were saying, drifting is the funnest thing you can do. Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, well, with you coming back in, hopefully in the near future, is there like a set goal that you have of a year I have to be back in by this point? Or are you not even thinking about something like that?
No, I don't have a set year that I want to come back in, but I would want it to be sooner than later. Like I'm turning 30 this year. To some people that's still young, but I'm at this age where I'm like, either I make decisions to do something now or like they're kind of not going to happen. So I want to be back in FD. So I'm trying to do everything I can to figure out a way. But at the same time, if I don't feel ready to get into FD, like if I don't have a team that's shaped up to like handle it, or like if I don't have the budget, then I'll probably just stay with Hotbit because the competition's good and that's what I care about the most. So it would kind of have to be like a stars aligning type deal. Like I want it to happen, but I'm not like gonna kill myself like I have in the past because that just takes away from it. So I think if within like either next year in pro spec if I could do it, or maybe 2 years from now back in pro, I think that's a good goal. But at the same time, I just want to focus on driving. I want to focus on driving good, winning things that I'm entered in, like Hotbit, I want to go win. Like it's just a competitive nature. But yeah, that's the game plan right now. So it's not, I'm not waking up every day like, all right, what am I doing today to get back into pro?
Like that. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Well, as far as budget and aspect and stuff like that, when it does come time, are you going to try and pursue a more self-funded avenue, or are you still going to try and go down the sponsor avenue?
No, I think we'll still go down the sponsor avenue just because I think it's beneficial. I like building partnerships with brands. We've worked with so many awesome brands in the past, and those relationships you get to build with the industry and the people that are behind these awesome companies that support drifting. You kind of want to give back to them because like if they're about drifting and they're putting money into it, like I want to work with you guys. That sounds awesome. But at the same time, if I'm able to put myself in a position where I could pull enough money together on my own to do it, that'd be sick.
I feel like that's everyone's dream to just be able to do it on your own.
Yeah, because then you don't got to worry about anything.
Yeah,
you set your own schedule, you make your own content. But that's just really hard, especially with the way everything's been. Like, have you seen diesel prices lately?
Brother, yeah. Luckily, I don't have a diesel truck.
Yeah.
I still got a 1500
But like, if you've got
gasser.
a rig, you're hauling across country and stuff like that. It looks like the money might just keep going up to get into FD. So personally, it'd be sick to be able to fund it, but I'm totally open to working with partners. I think for now, the fact is like we have partners that we work with now, but it's not this big operation. Like I'm not getting this huge funding where we have to like make set amount of videos or like do these crazy things. So it's nice that for once I'm like, all right, we could just focus on doing stuff that we want to do. And then when it comes time to maybe stepping things up, we'll start knocking on doors and be like, hey, look at what we created this year. And this is what did well for us. And maybe we'll work out some deals. But
show proof and idea.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good, dude. Well, as far as car and everything, are we still sticking with the same car?
Yeah,
obviously?
I think I'm sticking with the same car for now. That's kind of the same thing. Like if the stars align to get into a different car, I have some ideas on some cars that I would want to drive. But I'll be honest with you, the S15 is such a good car, and it's been so good to me, especially after the way I've treated it the past like 2-3 years. Crashing it here was crazy. And honestly, the most damage I've done to it was here at this track, Long Beach.
Well, I mean, I can believe it.
Yeah, there's no
truthfully.
runoff. It's just there's walls everywhere. So when you mess up, you just pinball. But yeah, the S15, I love it. The 2J is such a good platform. I think only thing I would think about in the future is possibly doing like a V8 car, just because I personally feel like they're a little bit more competitive. You got to do a lot behind the wheel of a big turbo car. Yeah.
Just depends on your driving
I think
style,
I also
really.
just want to like try it. I've seen it so much. I've been around it so much. I'm like, it looks fun. It's also badass. Freaking American, dude.
America, baby.
America, baby.
I've just never been a V8 guy in general, so.
When I first got into it, I really wasn't into them either. I thought like everyone, like back at home, I'm from New York, so my home track was Englishtown. And when I first got into drifting, like the V8s were just like, junkyard, thrown together V8s, the exhaust. Like no one was really putting time into like, hey, like make it sound good, like make it look good, all this stuff. Like at the time, it was just like, get it together, get it to the track because we just want to have fun driving. And anytime I saw a V8 car then, I was like, dude, these things sound so bad. It sounds like a box of bolts like in the exhaust. Like, I don't know, dude. Just like, I hated it in the beginning, and then it's like starting to see really built out cars. I was like, all right, I could do it. Like a high revving V8
Well,
would
you
be
have
so
the
sick.
like competitive consideration a part of
Yeah.
it too, so that it makes total sense. I probably never will have that. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
maybe, I don't know. We should just go drive V8 cars and see if we actually like it. Well, actually, I did have
Who
a
wants to loan 'em?
C6 for a little bit, Corvette, and that was awesome. So that probably got me started down the road of liking V8s. That it just felt like, it was like kind of like a cheat code. You could do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want with the gas pedal. The 2J, you can't do that. You got to be on it all the time.
Well, I enjoy the dance.
It
though.
makes you a good
I love
driver. It keeps your feet happy. You keeping them fast. Like you get to move your feet like super fast. I feel like that makes you a good driver. But I'm like, what if someone who's so good at driving a like Jay-Z car hopped in a V8? Like, would they be better?
I think it would be a taming yourself type deal. Like
Yeah.
you would want to overdrive in a V8 car because you're not used to just the bop,
Yeah.
bop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
That makes sense.
at least that's what I would expect.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but so no car change. That won't
No,
probably
I
happen.
don't think so for now. Yeah, that's only if something happened where I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, we could build a new car. But for now, the S15 is such a good car. I love it so much that I really don't need to get out of it. Yeah, I was a little worried after crashing it here that I was like, oh, this car is done, but it's still good. MA Motorsports, they built a real good car for me.
True, yeah. What were you initially worried about as far as damage? Was it just?
Oh, dude, it was just like when we crashed here at Long Beach, the strut tower was like literally like on top of the motor, like on top of the
Damn, it was
intake.
that bad?
Really
I knew
bad.
it moved, but damn.
Really bad. Like it was bad to the point where we thought like we were gonna have to like save the car to be able to save the car, like take off that strut tower and go get a new strut tower and like weld it in. But we brought it to a frame machine the day after we crashed it. Oh wait, no. We didn't do that. We brought this is actually kind of a funny story. Sorry, it's all a little fuzzy. I went to the hospital and everything, and after that, I was super dizzy the next day. We brought it to a frame machine that some local guys were saying, because at the time I was still living in New York. We brought it to a frame machine the next day, and we were going to try and pull it while we were here and then go home and try and fix it. And we brought it to the frame machine. The guys literally looked at the car and they're like, it's not fixable. And I was like, all right.
Lie to me again.
Oh my God. I literally, even funnier, I just got 2 crashes mixed up from Long Beach. Because when we brought it to the frame machine, that's how many times I crashed here and how
Damn, son.
The one I was just describing where we went to a frame machine the next day was when I backed it into the wall here, my rookie year.
Yes, I remember that.
And then 2024, I was already living here. So after the fact, we just brought everything home, and Dustin Farrell in Arizona hit me up, and he was like, hey, I got a good frame machine. If you want, bring the car out. I'll help you out. So I drove it out to Arizona, and he hooked it up. He was able to fix it. We got it pulled, and then we had to cut the corner, all the supports for like the fender support, the down tube going from the strut tower to the chassis, the sway bar mounts, like everything on that corner had to be cut off and rebuilt. So Nick Collier, Project Collier here in California, he remade, like basically just mirrored the passenger side to the driver's side, and it looked like it never happened. Yeah, but dude, seriously, this strut tower is like. So
Did he give you a total like measurement of how far it had to move back?
I should hit him up. You know, like a Jay-Z setup, you got like the big intake manifold on that side. Like
Right.
Our strut tower was literally, the top of the strut tower was resting on the top of the intake manifold. It was that bad.
So a good 8 to 10 inches probably.
Maybe
That's
more.
insane.
Yeah, we were really worried about that, but it pulled back good. Did some welding. You could obviously, if I take the fender off the car, you'll see it. Like you'd be like, yeah, this thing's been wrecked. But it's straight for the most part. But when we crashed it in Seattle later in the year, it moved that same strut tower a little bit, but it's only like, we added some extra support. So hoping that we wouldn't move strut towers again, it moved like 1/8 of an inch or like 1/4 inch.
Oh, that's not bad.
So I was like,
yeah,
we'll get that on the alignment. I was like, no reason to go out to the frame machine.
No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. My Z is all twisted up front. I just alignment fix it. Whatever.
When the first time I crashed, I had to like build myself up. I was like, all right, now it's just a dirty car for like dirty driving, whatever. We don't have to worry about it. And then when I wrecked it here that bad, I was like, oh man, no, I shouldn't have had that mentality. But yeah, my rookie season in practice, right before competition started, I spun out and we backed it into the wall, and that was really bad. The dudes who we brought to the frame machine, they were like, you should have got really hurt. Like the way that the car, like the back of the car was crashed really bad. They're like, we're surprised you're walking. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, I feel fine. Like I got the wind knocked out of me because it was just like straight back the car into the wall. But luckily that needed some work too. We pulled it, had to weld it back together. Luckily we haven't had to cut like pieces of the S15 off and like put new pieces
actually very surprising,
which is good.
Yeah.
But like other parts, like bash bars, supports, stuff like that,
Typical,
had to get redone.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's really not that bad, dude.
Dude, I just think it's Brian at MMA Motorsports. Like he has so many years of experience working with these cars and seeing how they wreck, that when we built that car, I told him, I was like, dude, I want to be able to, because we built it for Pro Spec, and I was like, I want to drive this car all through Pro Spec and go into Pro with it. So I was like, longevity, that's what I want. So he's just a really smart dude, and the way that he placed everything, the way that he built the structures and how it like smushes in the crash, I think it's just how smart he is, put it in the chassis, and then that's a reason why I crashed as hard as I did, and it's still a car.
Like, did you learn anything that could be different?
No, I think Brian, when we crashed the back of the car, he had some minor changes that I think he wanted to make to the setup. But since our car was like already smushed and pulled back out, I was just like, we'll just keep it. It'll be fine. But I think there's minor changes that he has on like other cars that he's built after my car, like Brian Hopp's car, might have subtle differences. But if you took all the body panels off of my car and off of like Brian Hopp's car in Pro Spec, you would see how very similar they are. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like Brian figured out so much stuff about the S chassis building my car that like now all the cars that he's building, you see very similar things with little subtle changes, because it was like my car, I guess either he just felt like he wanted to change something, or maybe he saw something that he was like, all right, maybe we'll just do that a little bit different for the next time around. But like the floor, like the cat hump deletes on that Brian sells, like the first one that he made before mass producing them was like the one in my car. Also, he makes a plate that you can mount floor mounted pedals. That you weld a plate so that you can mount the floor mounted pedals. They made that with my car, and then they started mass producing it. So it's pretty cool seeing how my car has some of the stuff that they're selling now, but like it's done first in my car. And Brian loves my car.
The guinea pig.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's like also not saying that he figured this stuff out for the first time with my car. Brian was already literally, I tell him every day, I was like, dude, you're like the best.
Well, those are the best type of people, because they learn every single time they do something.
Yeah,
so.
he's also just an excellent dude. So it's like when you work with people like that, like you're just so happy to be a part of it. Yeah, Brian's like one of my favorite people in the world. And he's just really smart and built me a car that I'm still driving. He's in Maryland.
Maryland?
Yeah, MMA Motorsports out in Maryland. Yes. So if you see a bunch of sick ass cars coming from the East Coast with this logo on it, there you go. That's Brian and his boys killing it. And he teaches the guys who work with him too. Like everyone who works there is like insane at like fabricating and building cars. It's so cool. It's one of the things I hate the most about living out here is that I'm not near them. Because I would just love going to a shop whenever, like, whenever we were working together, I would just love being at the shop and just geeking out over stuff that they're building. So cool.
Well, if you're up in Maryland, stop by.
Yeah, definitely
You need
stop
work
by.
done.
Yeah.
But why did you move out here? What was the point of that?
So, being from Long Island, New York, there was nothing for drifting there. There was drifters there, but we all drove at Englishtown. That was our home track. And then once I leave, that now there's drifting in Long Island. It's similar to like kind of like a parking lot setup. It's on like a runway that they do with cones, but being in Long Island, like born and raised there, drove it the club loose, did all the driving up and down the East Coast. I personally think East Coast drifting is better than West Coast drifting just for what's available there.
That's a
You could come after me. I don't
statement
care.
right there,
I'm from
baby.
New York. It's okay. I think what's available on the East Coast is better than the West Coast. I'm not saying the driving, whatever. I think East Coast drivers, for the most part, can be better.
I agree with you, dog. I'm just saying.
I've
had my ass chewed out on the internet for saying that specific statement.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, whatever. Come after me. It's fine. But it's just, I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, I've seen the drivers that come from the East Coast, and there's guys that come from the West Coast too that are good, but it's just like on average, I think since there's so much available on the East Coast as terms of like tracks to go to, events that are happening, it's not that just the people are better there, it's they have more opportunity to drive and drive with other good drivers that have been doing it forever so that you get a better product. Like the drivers on the East Coast, I think they're just a little bit better. I totally ran away from what we were talking about. Oh, I moved out here because I just wanted something different. Long Island during the winter, it's just miserable. It rains or it snows, it's super cold. Since traveling with FD, always came out to California, always loved it. The industry here is really good for automotive. There's no winter. So I was just like, you know what? I wanted something different. So I wanted to build something for myself and came out here by myself. And I was just like, all right, let's figure it out. Yeah, it was maybe a bad idea because I had
Total opposite corners, bro.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So I had to figure a lot of stuff out, and I definitely struggled along the way, and hell, I'm still struggling. But I don't know. There's something about starting fresh, and you know, I still love the East Coast. I miss all my friends and being at E-Town, but I think it was just something I personally needed. It was just like, it's like FD. It's like an accomplishment that I set for myself that I'm like, hey, like, I want to see if I could do this. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna pack up a little U-Haul
It's
trailer,
like going
pack
through
up
a
my truck,
breakup. You do some
and drive.
drastic change.
Yeah, dye your hair, do something
dye
crazy.
your hair, some shit. Who cares? Fuck it.
Get that tattoo.
Yeah, that's usually what it is.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, no, it's really nice out here. I think the industry is really good. Car culture here, I think, is better than the East Coast. I think drifting outside of car culture, I think there's a lot of awesome cars here. There's a lot of people that like to do stuff with their cars. I think there's a lot more going on out here with cars, but I think drifting just has a little bit more to offer on the East Coast. There's so many more tracks. Like tracks, we're kind of getting scared on how many tracks we have out here to drive. Yeah. But yeah, Willow Springs, I hope that gets to stick around. That's a really cool track.
I hope so. We'll see.
Yeah.
how that
ABS is
turns
great
out,
though.
But yeah,
ABS is like
haven't
the
been
Wild
there.
West, dude.
Yeah.
You out in the desert, take a dirt road to get there. First time going there, I was like, this is crazy. Super cool
I
place.
gotta go
though.
out there at some point.
Dude, you
man.
definitely
Yeah.
do. It's a really good time. It literally feels like you're in the middle. It's so weird because you literally have to drive through a dirt road, like out in the desert, and then all of a sudden you go over this one hill, and then there's just a little go-kart track like right there, and you're like, oh sweet, we're going drifting. Yeah. But yeah, if you're driving your drift car to the track, be very careful. When they had Final Bout there, I saw a lot of videos where there's a lot of cars driving on that.
Yeah, that seems sketchy.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Damn. Well, I guess did you want to mention anything else on getting?
No,
car
honestly, I don't
situation
really
or any of
have
that
much
stuff?
going on. I'm driving Hot Pit. If you guys want to, Hot Pit does, they stream all their competitions. So if you guys want to support me or the series, go check them out. I'm always doing stuff on Instagram. Haven't been doing too much lately for YouTube, but maybe we'll get something going here. But it's Mike Power Drift on Instagram. I'm always looking to meet new people and like make new fans. So I just like keeping in touch with people. And this year I'm really just focused on having fun and doing some good driving. So we'll see how that goes. But I appreciate you letting me come over here and chat with you. I thought this was so sick. I was just walking by. I was like, oh, dude, he's got the setup at the track. That's so
Yeah,
smart.
dude. Yeah, we started last year. So
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
make it out
You
there,
gotta go
but-
watch like for some controversial stuff to happen, and then just be like, "Yo, come to the booth, come to the
Right,
booth,
yeah.
please."
Yeah, I got to be able to get away from the booth, but
Yeah,
hell yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks
Of
for
course.
taking some time out of your spectation vacation
Yeah,
type
me
deal.
just walking around
Yeah.
aimlessly. Yeah, you're welcome.
No, but for real, I appreciate it. It means
Yeah,
a
you
lot.
got it.
And yeah, if we missed anything, I should have him back on again and do maybe a little bit longer one.
Dude, I would love to.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
More than welcome
If you
to.
ever
Just
come
let me
back to
know.
California, or if I'm ever in your hood, I'll come by.
Absolutely, dude.
Sweet,
More than
badass, dude.
welcome to. I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah, got it.
See you.